See, we're all born with a very specific purpose in mind. We're here to address a characteristic, some part of our nature that we struggle with. And that, according to the ancient seers, 15, 20, 30, 100 lifetimes pass before you learn one lesson in your life. Why is that? Why is that? Because we are born with amnesia. We have absolutely no recollection of what happened in all our previous lives. So if we knew what our purpose was, look, you're here to control anger, you could be on it, controlling your anger and not being angry and, achieving what you had to achieve. That would be so easy, right? But whoever has decided to play this little game, we call it Leela. Leela means a divine game, a divine dance, gave us this amnesia. And in a way, this amnesia that we have at birth is a good thing, because each lifetime gives you a unique and a new way of tackling your own problem. Some of us are here to deal with gratitude, some of us are here to deal with physical disability, with economic insufficiency, with, relationship problems, with anger, with trust, with guilt, so many things, so many different things. And life will throw obstacles right through. And it's how you tackle everything and how you deal with everything but that's what it's all about. And everything in nature has a rhythm. There are up cycles and there are down cycles. You plant, it grows, you sow, you reap, you harvest, and then back again. It starts again. Flowers die in winter. In the spring you see them again. In summer, they're in full bloom, and then they get parched. By autumn, the leaves have fallen, and it's done again. Everything in life has a cycle, and your life too follows up and down cycles. We're very much controlled by the astral positions also. I have a very strong belief in the way the stars control our destiny. Because when the stars are in your favor, somehow it's smooth sailing. When the stars are not in your favor, that's when you get stuck, because you're trying to get things done, but there's something blocking you. The energies are blocking you. This is not the time, say, to start a new business, or this is not the time to move to a new house, or this is not the time to get married. But when the timing is right, you move into a new house, and that house becomes such a source of luck for you. Everything falls into place. Your old house sells. Everything goes exactly the way it has to. When energies are not in your favor, your health suffers. Everything suffers. And you don't know how to get out of it. It's very difficult because you're stuck at the level of the body. We talked yesterday so much on Sunday about how much our breath and body, our outer layers, control us, right? And then you have the mind and the intellect within. We get stuck at one or the other level. Most often, the problems we face could be challenges. They don't have to be problems. And if you looked at your problem as a challenge, always believing that happiness is your birthright, always remaining centered, having complete faith that whatever is happening for your own good. And whatever is happening will sort itself out. That is what faith means. To know that in the end it's all going to be okay. And it is exactly the way it's supposed to be. And then you need courage. Courage to just face whatever it is that comes your way. You might be wealthy one day, the wealth can go away. You might have a job one day, job can go away. You might have a husband one day, husband can go away. Children might fall sick, someone may die. Things happen, stuff happens all the time, depending on which cycle you're in. But we get stuck at one of these levels, and then we don't have the courage to face anything. Courage is doing something knowing that the results may not be good. That's what a soldier does, right? He goes into a battlefield knowing that he might die. But you still go. Courage is knowing that there's a burning house and there's a child there that needs to be saved, and you go in regardless, with full faith that you'll come out. That is courage. Courage is facing your problems head on. We don't like to face our problems head on. We like to avoid our problems. We don't like the pain. And so we do other things, like we take drugs, we take alcohol, we take things, those antidepressants that make you like a dead person, dull without being able to react to anything. They make you dead inside. We do all of that. That numbs it, but it doesn't take away the problem. It never takes away the problem. The problem will never be taken care of unless you face it. And we each have our own demons. We each have our own demons. I might be able to speak like this, but I have problems that I have to deal with. And only I can deal with it. I have shortcomings. I have habits that I need to get rid of. But they're my problems, and I need to deal with it with courage, knowing that everything will be okay. And till that the energies are right, you can never really get over it. And you've seen that for yourself. When the energies change, it opens up. It opens up. And then there's this level of gratitude. People want everything. They want everything to be just perfect. To be just the way they want it. They want X amount of money, this kind of a house, this kind of a car, this kind of a spouse, this kind of a child. It doesn't happen that way. You get only 80% of what you ask for. At best. That's my 80-20 rule. We get 80%. Beautiful house, beautiful husband. Oh, but my business is not taking, or my books are not selling. Right? And I'm thinking all day about what's not going right in my life. What about the rest of it? I am so blessed in so many different ways. And this is everybody's mindset. Everyone focuses on the 20% in life that's going wrong. And that is the reason for all misery. All misery. The body has pain. The body has pain. And there are certain painful situations that also we have to undergo. But the suffering is optional. It's a choice. It's a choice. All of it, most of it, is in your head. It's not out there. It's not out there. People can say anything. There can be internal politics in our Hamsa meditation group where we're talking about one another. People can say whatever they want. And they will say it once. They will call you a name once, but you'll call yourself that name 5,000 times. Again and again and again, you go back to the same thing that is bothering you. And it's so unimportant. What is important is not what they said, because they said it sometime in the past and that moment is gone. It's never going to come back. But your happiness has been destroyed. You have allowed people's words, people's actions, and outside influences to decide if you're going to be happy. We always have options. There are always choices. Don't tell me that there are no choices. There is always a choice. No matter how dark your situation, there is a way out. There is an escape route. If you really want it. You need to want to get out. You need to want to see the light. You need to want to... the window can be dark and dirty and dusty, but it's up to you to take that Windex and scrub and let the light in. I've met people that have had grief and loss, and years they live as if, life, they're living in purgatory, with a look of, misery and death on their face, like life is not good. The person who's gone is very happy, is in spirit where there's only love and peace and happiness, and we know all of that, right? So what are you crying for? Who are you crying for? And how long are you going to cry? In the meantime, your own purpose, which might have been to deal with grief, with strength of mind, to forge ahead. And there again, you've set yourself up for another life. You will be born again to learn this lesson. And it was very frustrating for me, when I was with the grief counseling, because I recognized that these people did not want to let their grief go. And I couldn't help. I can't help those who don't want to help themselves. Because mine are only words. I'm only pointing to something. The actual work is to be done by you when you listen and you absorb and you make the change in your life. After all, what is it? Even these words that are coming through me, they're not even my own words. They're the words of some wisdom that's been there. Maybe in my lifetimes, maybe someone is talking through me. I don't claim any responsibility. Whatever comes out of my mouth is what is to be said. And what you make of it and what you take from it, that is up to you. All I know is one thing. Life is to be enjoyed. It is too short. And it is too beautiful to just throw away. You've got to live every minute just expanding yourself. And I feel I can help so many people, but I can't reach them. And I won't. You will never reach those who cannot hear. They are in their down cycle. They are in this world, of money and cars and this thing, and kitty parties and bridge parties and Scrabble parties and mahjong parties and cocktail parties and bars and all the rest of it. And they think that's life. Life is great. I'm having a great time. It's all good. And when they'll only come to you, or they'll only hear your voice when the suffering gets too much. And that's what Eckhart always says. He says, don't waste your time. He'll always say, don't waste your time. When the suffering is too much, they'll come to you. And he too learned the hard way, right? When you discover that there is this wonderful secret to happiness, you want to tell the whole world. You recognize it and others say, come here, I'll show you the way. But they don't want to hear it. There is a very nice video I have called The Thousand-Armed Demon, which you might have seen I have posted it in one of my newsletters. But if you haven't, go and read that. It's a very interesting story. And it just shows you that if you are in a thorny forest, you don't hear anybody. You don't want advice. You want to be in your misery. There are those that just enjoy the victimhood. They love it. They, the center of attention, people wallow. If they don't want to improve, there's nothing you can do. Yet, I always, in spite of people laughing at me, I'll say, come for the meditation. Come. Come for the knowledge, come for the meditation, come for the breathing. I push my breathing, I push the meditation. Because I know it helps. I know that that's all the rest that we're doing in this world doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is you and your purpose. You and your state of mind. If you live your life moment to moment, just content and happy with what's going on, you're much, much closer to liberation than you know. That itself is enlightenment. Enlightenment is not a bulb going off in your head. Enlightenment is living moment to moment and dealing with whatever you have to deal with faith, courage and gratitude. Just now, just now, just now. Don't look ahead. What's going to happen to me? When am I going to lose my house? When am I going to lose my money? Or am I going to die? When you die, you'll know. When you lose your house, some option will come up. Something will open up. And maybe you'll be on the streets. And you'll deal with that too. Well, nothing is easy. Nothing is easy. It requires self-effort. And that's why it's called self-realization. The self, as I explained yesterday with the Panchakosha, the self is the Brahman, is pure consciousness. It is the energy that created this entire universe. Imagine that. And that energy is flowing through you. Just imagine the power you have. You can godify. Just bring the power of that God, bring the power of that divine into you. Once you have that, what do you need? You've got the power of the universe inside you. You ever thought of that? It's amazing. You can do anything you set your mind to. Anything. There is no problem. There is no problem. You just have to know how to deal with it. And the fortunate will come to meditation, will come to prayer, will come to knowledge, will come to service. There's not one way, there are many ways of reaching the Supreme Consciousness. They'll come to it in their own way, at their own time. You cannot push them. You cannot push them. But you can gently remind them from time to time. This option is open to you. Why don't you come and try it? That's what I do. Hoping that one day they will listen to me. And if they don't, Om Namah Shivaya. The divine is theirs. The same divine, the same power that's in me is in them too. And if it's awakened in me, very good chance that it might awaken in them too. So I never lose hope. I'm always upbeat, always positive. Love living. I love my life. Om Namah Shivaya.